Welcome back to Call Me by Your Game, the podcast where I, your host, Connor McCabe, bring on a guest to hear from them about a meaningful or memorable video game from a particular moment in their life. This is a podcast about what makes video games special to different people. A little bit of housekeeping before we bring our guest in and get into all the things that we're going to talk about today is that this is the first new episode that we're releasing in the year 2026. So there are a few things I want to do housekeeping wise. There are a ton of links that you can find in the show notes if you want to learn more about the show, find ways to support us, follow me on social media. Who knows? Maybe my guest will put her social media out there for you to follow or not. But there's a lot of ways that if you want to look into more of the show, find us, subscribe to our Patreon, join our Discord. There's a ton of ways to do that. We do have a Patreon called Super NPC Radio. It's our network of shows started by me and Jeremy Schmidt. And if you want bonus video game podcasts for supporting us or just want to get in that Discord, check us out at the link to our Patreon there, and you'll find a bunch of bonuses depending on the tier that works for you. For example, our big main event this first quarter is every quarter we do a games club where we cover one game at a time in a book club format. And what we're playing in quarter one of 2026 is Fire Emblem Awakening for the Nintendo 3DS. So if you love that game or you want to just play along while we go through it chapter by chapter, subscribe at the $5 DJ Toad tier. That's where those new episodes will come out every Friday starting on January 16th for about 10 weeks. And if you're like, Connor, that sounds really cool, but I don't have money, nor do I want to support you guys at all, check out our free feed at Super NPC Radio, wherever you get your podcasts. Our Hollow Knight Games Club just wrapped up there because we put our legacy ones on that feed. And then coming up, starting this week, actually, episode 1 of our original Death Stranding Games Club is on there too. So if you want to just check out what that series is like, you can find it there. Again, links to all that is in the show notes. How about we introduce our guest? That sounds good to me. So please welcome to the microphone a returning champion of the show, someone coming back for her second solo episode, actor of stage, screen, and game. It's Adrian Snow.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
Welcome back. It's so good to
Thanks.
have you. We got to do some podcasting recently on
Yes.
the first half of our Game of the Year
hmm
marathon event, where we all end up feeling delusional by hour one.
hmm
Um, but this is our first time getting to really hang out or talk to start the year. So
Yeah.
we got to catch up before the podcast about how we've been doing our
hmm
each of our travel issues that we had over the break.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But outside of that, Adrian,
hmm
how are you?
I'm good. I'm here with my cats, and we are surviving the first 8 days of 2026. But yeah, so far I've been good. Just kind of, I guess, revving up for the new year, planning what's coming.
Awesome.
I do have the MILF Fest, the Mock Los Angeles Improv
Yes.
Festival, that will be happening in April. I may or may not be there in person, but I will be doing everything leading up to it. So
Very
that should be in
nice.
April, and that should be fun for people to come check out when it
I
comes.
love that. Do you
Yeah.
know, are there already links up for the website for that?
Oh boy,
I
we're
can look it
working
up
on
too
it.
myself after the
Yeah.
podcast, and if it's there, I could put it in.
Yeah, well, we have the Instagram, which is at MILF Fest. I know it's a very
Great.
provocative name, but it's a really innocent little festival.
Yes.
So yeah, but we're hoping to announce, I think, probably next week, like submission dates and stuff like that. So
Great. Well, that's so exciting. I'm sure you're gonna have more stuff going on as the year ramps
Mhm.
up. And outside of the Millfest, is there anything you'd like me to put in the show notes, for plug wise for you?
Oh boy, what have I been up to? I'm in a lot of commercials. Hopefully, I'll be in
Yes.
some more. You can catch me in Aflac with Deion Sanders. You
Yes,
can
so
catch
you and
me,
other friend of the show, Carlos Orlando,
Carlos.
sitting
Yeah,
right next to each
we
other in that
are.
commercial. I think
Um,
you in a
mhm.
neck brace and he's in a sling?
I'm in the neck braces and the
Okay,
sling. Yeah.
yes.
Got to act with the duck.
Yeah.
And then I'm in Jersey Mike's, which I haven't been able to see because it's
Oh,
only on television with Danny DeVito and oh no,
Eli
what?
Manning?
There, yep, that one.
Okay.
Um, so you get to see me acting like a maniac for that one if you come upon it.
I haven't seen that one yet. That's like
Yeah,
a a tease for me.
it's not online. You can only catch it if
Okay.
you're watching
Like
television.
hard cable.
Yeah,
Okay.
cable or maybe cable. I gotta check that in my contract.
Yeah.
Uh, network. Um, and then I'm in a game called Supervive that came out, what was that the year before last?
Oh,
Which is kind of like a Fortnite style game they can play on Steam. Been in that game, I guess, for like over a year now. Um, since I was last on, I also did Forspoken.
yes, that's right.
And so I do like little different characters throughout that game. And then hopefully, hopefully a girl can book another video game this year. It's been a
Yes.
minute.
We're
So it'd be
we're,
nice.
we're gonna make that happen. Man,
Yeah.
whether it's done by manifesting or you just going out and nailing an audition.
I just really to want one video game, even if it's
Yes.
late stages of Grand Theft Auto. I auditioned for Grand Theft Auto so much.
Oh, wow, that's so funny. Yeah.
So yeah.
Gosh, well, very
Mhm.
cool. So I'll put, I guess if I don't know if I'll have an exact link to your commercials, but
Hmm.
people keep an eye out, especially for the Affleck one. That one has been playing a ton lately. So
Yeah.
if you're watching probably the college football playoffs, odds are you're going to see that.
Yeah.
Um, you have been on, a bunch of episodes here and there on the network,
Hmm.
but specifically on this show, you've been on twice before. Once
Hmm.
was I went and looked it up. You were originally on episode 80. It was you discussed Courier Crisis.
Oh boy, yeah.
Your first appearance on the show.
Hmm.
That was
Hmm.
August 4th, 2021. So I think I said August or September, but
Hmm.
so August 4th, 2021. So we're looking at 4.5 years ago. But you also came back um, from this show in particular for a co-op episode 2 years later where we
Hmm.
discussed Grim Fandango with a few friends.
Yes, man,
Yes,
that
and I
game.
think I think I just like cold asked if you were down to play it for
Yeah,
that
so I
one.
went and I bought it and I played it. It was a cool game. It was hard. And
Yes.
yeah, it was a hard game. It's
It's
blocky.
yeah.
You gotta get back, your eyes gotta get like reacquainted to the blockiness again.
Hmm.
But it was fun. It was just like I got like a little frustrated sometimes,
Oh
but
yeah.
I think I finished it. Yeah,
It's
I
really, I
finished
think
it.
you did. It
Yeah.
was, I mean, it's truly that was my first time playing it as well. It's
Mm,
one of my favorite games ever, but it's so interesting, it's charming, it's so creative, but there are so many ways that the game design and like the puzzles have not aged very well, or they're very
yeah.
rigid, or
Yeah.
those were some big critiques that I had of the game. But
It's, I'm whenever like even with the game I brought today, like going back into a game from a different time, you just have to be ready for how frustrated you're going to be because you
yes,
don't realize how easy you have it until you have to go back to a game from pre-2000. And then you're like,
absolutely.
what was I doing?
Yeah,
So, yeah.
this is like a larger conversation, but there are so many different experiences that I've had revisiting games, whether it be something that you remember, like, oh, that game was really difficult, and yes, it remains very
Hmm.
difficult. Or I wonder if you've had this experience where I hold a game in such high regard in my mind, or I'm so nostalgic about it, and then when I
Hmm.
replay it, I see the issues that were there the whole
Yeah.
time.
I I feel like as a kid, I was pretty good at seeing the issues then and being like, ooh, this game. I
Yes.
think, growing up in the 90s, the expectation that you would beat a game was pretty slim. It
Yeah.
was like, if somebody you knew beat a game, that means that they gave up like a weekend or a week of their life because there was no saving. You just had to do
Hmm.
it. And if you didn't do it in the hours you had
Yeah.
available, that was it. You had to redo it all over again. Um, so I guess, yeah, if I go back and play in like an old game, I'm not any more frustrated than I was when I first played it because it's not. I will say Tomb Raider is probably one of the games that I went
Mm.
back recently and looked at a clip of it, and it was always blocky, but I didn't realize how blocky it
Yeah.
was. To the point where I was like, I can't believe I could see anything in this game.
Uh-huh.
So. like that, I'll have those moments for sure, but I'm just grateful that I can play games in present day where I can
Yes.
save, put it on very easy if I need to, just to get through a level and keep it moving. Yeah.
Yeah, there's quality of life things that we just never had
Hmm.
growing up, and accessibility options and difficulty options too, if something
Hmm.
is just not working for you. There's so many things we could talk about revisiting games. Uh, we are about to, speaking of, we're gonna keep the train rolling and talking about,
Hmm.
your recent history with video games since you were first on. Before we do, though, will you tee up what we've got coming on the main event later and call me by your game?
Okay, yes. So the game that I brought to discuss is Bart Simpson's Nightmare. It's a 1992 Super Nintendo game.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We're adding it to the list of Simpsons titles. It's just
Hmm.
growing that have been discussed on the show. We Have you ever played the Simpsons arcade game, the
Yes.
classic?
I actually beat it once with
Oh,
Yaki Margulies.
oh, really?
We went to Family Arcade and they have open play. And well into my 30s, for the first time,
Yes.
I was able to actually beat the game. We just sat there for 25 minutes and played it to the end.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I brought that up or asked because I had a friend come on recently, Grant Moore, in the fall and talk about how he refurbished a cabinet of that game,
Oh,
and so
wow.
that was kind of what his story was about. Just adding to the Simpsons
Yeah, yeah.
discussion on this show. Yeah, so I'm glad you brought this one on.
Hmm.
Um, well, let's talk about your general history with games though
Okay.
before we actually head to break,
Hmm.
or sorry, your more recent history.
Hmm.
Since this is kind of a big question, so
Hmm.
feel free to take your time, or if it's too broad, don't worry about it. Since you first came on in, August of 2021,
Hmm.
have you seen any big changes in your gaming habits? That could be
Yeah.
how much you play,
Hmm.
what you play on, or
Hmm.
even the types of games that you play now.
Well, in the summer of 2022, Amazon emailed me to say that I could finally get a PlayStation 5. And so that was a big deal. And so
Ah,
I did it. And I probably shouldn't have done it at that time. Probably could save that money for something else, but I did it. And I lost my mind and have continued to lose my mind every year. So
ooh,
I will say that um, my gaming, I don't know if I would say it's increased, but it certainly hasn't decreased.
sure.
Um, it was, yeah, I think it's, huh. I will say I probably play more like prestige games
Okay. Yeah.
since I got a PlayStation because I haven't had a PlayStation since PlayStation 1.
Wow.
So there was a lot of games I was just catching up to. And some games I still couldn't quite get down. The Last of Us, I'm still stuck at the very beginning, just in terror, terrified.
Yes.
Um, but I did start, I think, to just move into a lot of PlayStation games that I didn't normally have access to, playing all like the Spider-Mans and
Oh, yeah.
um some other ones I can't think of right now. Astrobot, I
That's
did really
right.
love Astrobot. And so I really did get like into a really weird Mortal Kombat kick
Yes.
for quite a few years. I do just kind of annihilate people if they play against me. Because it's like just something I do casually when I'm bored and I don't have
Mhm.
a game to play or a Korean drama to watch. I'm like, well, I guess I'll just like go through, the course of Mortal Kombat 1 as Scorpion and just like improve upon the moves.
Mhm.
Um, but I try not to do it too often, just because it is kind of just like you're just, doing the same stuff over and over
Yeah.
again. Um, in terms of what I think has changed. Not too much. This last year was a weird year. I think
Mhm.
that mm, it felt kind of like for me after like Ghost of Tsushima, every single company was like, "We want our samurai game." I played
Oh,
so
yeah.
many samurai games last year, um, and to the point where honestly started to get them a bit confused. Like if I'm talking
Yeah.
about Assassin's Creed Shadows, I'm talking about Ghost of Yotei, if I'm talking about this other one I can't remember the name of.
There were other like also ninja adjacent games, which is kind of different,
Yeah.
but like in the same like family almost of there was like a new Ninja Gaiden, there was a
Hmm.
Shinobi game,
Hmm.
and there's one other I'm not thinking of, but yeah, I think so there's a lot of that going on.
Yeah, and I like it, but it does start to get to the point where the mechanics of it are maybe a little too similar, or the storylines kind of aren't, I don't think, as creative. I'm hesitant to say that because I want to work in the gaming industry,
Yes.
but not as
Like,
creative
don't
as.
blacklist me for these
Don't
comments.
blacklist me for saying that your samurai games need more imagination. But I think they could use a little bit more
Yeah.
imagination. I really liked Ghost of Yotei. That was probably my
Yes.
favorite one. But yeah, it was just more of like um
Was it just that everything
it
was feeling so samey
it was
almost?
feeling kind of just, yeah, samey. It was like, especially the one I can't, oh, what is the name of that first one I played? It was kind of like an independent one.
Hmm.
Um, but it felt very similar to Assassin's Creed Shadows. And then Ghost of Yotei didn't really feel like Assassin's Creed, which was nice. But the mechanics of like you're going to this place and you have to do this thing over and over again. I'm going to this mm, place that's been captured and I have to, save it from who it's been captured
Hmm.
by. I did that so much this year.
I bet.
I just don't want to do that anymore. I'm
Yeah.
just like, just let me go on a story. I talk about Red Dead Redemption 2 because it was so creative. Like, I don't feel like it was really ever like you felt like you're just doing the same thing over and over again. It was like I mean, it was not the best workplace, but you really felt like if you had to take on a new challenge that it was going to be original and different from anything else you'd have to do. You were fighting vampires, you were fighting the KKK, you were doing a bunch of random stuff. You were trying to like not die of, dysentery or whatever. But I really kind of want games to go back to that where it's just more like I feel I'm not kind of doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, a little less
Hmm.
repetition, a little more variety, whether it be
Hmm.
like in mission structure or even the
Yeah,
types of things you're doing in the game.
exactly.
Okay.
Because even Spider-Man, I love all the Spider-Mans, but you do still end up having to be like, I have to open up this neighborhood and I have to do it by chasing down this robber. It's
Yes,
like,
yes. Yeah,
okay.
we both played Spider-Man 2 and I mean it's a phenomenal game.
Hmm.
But by that time it was my third in it's the third Spider-Man game I think I had played in about 3.5 years.
Yeah.
And so it did get I don't know if I would say that it got old to me, but I'd just been experiencing so much of the same that it didn't
Hmm.
quite feel so fresh. And that I think that can happen in a lot of games, especially it's interesting that you've been getting into since you got your PS5 so much of the like prestige
Hmm.
Sony like third
Hmm.
person action titles because they're some of the most well designed, beautiful games in so many ways. But myself and a lot of other people have definitely felt a sort of fatigue
Yeah.
there with those style of games. But you know, and and then we just go to other types of games for different
Yeah.
experiences.
It's,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's why you have like independent games, which are great
Oh
for
yeah.
that. Or being able to go back. I was able to pull out my Super Nintendo and go back to Bart Simpson's Nightmare today,
Yes.
and I felt the same rage I felt 30 years earlier. But it's nice sometimes, not all the time, but it's nice sometimes when you're playing a game to get a little angry, to
Hmm.
feel like it's a challenge, because that also makes you want to come back. Like, there's a reason why. I've played Bart Simpson's Nightmare throughout different chapters of my life for the past 30 years, but I haven't gone back to play certain PlayStation games and I
Mm.
haven't gone back to play certain Xbox games because for me, like, I've either beat it and the challenge is over, or the story that they're telling is not something I feel like I need to repeat. It's just going to be the same thing.
Yes.
And I think that's something that, it's hard, but because making games is a lot of work.
Hmm.
But I think either make them harder and like not let us get out of it, or um, be willing to sit with a game, and maybe this is your one game for the next 2 years. I know that's not money, but um, like maybe that, like Red Dead Redemption, the effort they put into that game, if they could do that more humanely, I
Yeah.
think it would be good, you know?
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. I have a couple questions to ask you
Mhm.
before we close out this segment. The first of which, I know that you had been talking about playing Ghost of Yotei. Have you been playing anything else recently that you wanted to discuss?
Oh my gosh, what have I been playing? I finished Ghost of Yotei and then I was like, I have to take a break
Yeah.
because I played it to 100% and then I
Whoa.
played it for a month. Um, I played Mafia Old Country.
Oh, okay.
It was good. It
Yeah.
was
Another release from last year.
yeah, it's a shorter game. It's not too repetitive,
Hmm.
just because it's a shorter game.
Yeah.
But uh it was fine. I
Okay.
wouldn't say it was my favorite Mafia game. You
Hmm.
know, Mafia 3 was probably my favorite uh because it's insane and terrifying. And you're a black person in the game in the 60s and they don't let you escape that. So it's like
Mm.
you will, if you drive past the police, you have to be ready for them to pull you over for no reason at all.
Yes.
Like you just have to be ready for people to be like scared of you for no reason at all, like walking down the street. Um, and I appreciated that because I was
Yeah.
like, this makes the game harder, and also it's just realistic to what that man's experience would have been in
Totally.
1960 Louisiana or whatever, Louisiana, quote unquote. So yeah.
Interesting.
Mhm.
That's really cool. The last question I have for you is that
Okay.
uh, is there a game that
Mhm.
you are interested in playing? This could be something unreleased that you know is coming out in
Mhm.
the future or
Mhm.
soon, or something that's in your backlog that you've been itching to get to.
Okay. Um, I mean, I think everyone wants to play Grand Theft Auto 6, but
Hmm.
I let me think here. There's a game that came out, I can't remember the name, but it was like an evil Pac-Man.
Oh, yes. I think it's called Shadow Labyrinth.
Yes.
Yes.
And I saw the secret level episode
Oh, yeah.
where they reference it, and I was like, "Ooh, I want to play that." And then, life got busy and I forgot about it. But yeah, I would love to play that.
That's
It's like
awesome.
looks really interesting. Did it already come out? Am I
I think,
thinking?
yeah, I think it was last year that it was
Yeah, it
released.
did come out. Yeah, yeah. So that's
That
probably one.
I want to say it's like a Metroidvania style game, like an action exploration 2D side
Mm-hmm.
scroller.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like you've just got an affinity for yellow protagonists, Pac-Man, Bart Simpson.
Yes.
There's
You love your
Maybe
little.
Pikachu. I don't know.
No, not a
Wario. Okay,
Pokemon.
we're striking out here. Um, well, very cool.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you feel like saying about your recent history with games before we head to break?
Let me think. I'm just excited to play more games. I
Awesome.
I have all the consoles, and I really should see what's happening on my Switch. I don't have a
Yeah.
Switch 2. I'm not going to get one anytime soon.
Yeah.
Now they're telling me I have to get another Xbox, apparently. I'm like, oh my gosh, it hasn't been enough time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to just try some games on Switch. I
Cool.
know I won't be able to play all the new games, but
Yes.
to go back and see what that's about. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, thank you for sharing about this more recent period of
Mhm.
yours with video games. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll finally get into all things The Simpsons Bart's Nightmare. So, Adrian, I'll see you on the other side.
All right, see you then.
Welcome back to Call Me by Your Game. Connor McCabe returning to the microphone with my guest, Adrian Snow. Hello, Adrian.
Hello, hello.
It's time to get into all things The Simpsons Bart's Nightmare. Like I told you before the show,
Hmm.
I've got some table setting and context that I'm going to do to set things up.
Hmm.
If you want to jump in, you can. Otherwise, I'll just monologue for a few paragraphs. What do you think?
Go for it.
Okay. Here we go. The Simpsons Bart's Nightmare is a 1992 platform video game based on the animated television series The Simpsons, if you could guess. Developed by Sculptured Software, with Bill Williams serving as the primary designer, and published by Acclaim Entertainment, it was first released for the Super Nintendo in 1992, followed by the Sega Genesis version in 1993. It's based off of the first two seasons of the Simpsons TV show. So anything that happens in it that's inspired by it is just from that early couple years, kind of like the arcade games in a similar space, where
Hmm.
that's all the first 2 years, and more like if you were to ever play like The Simpsons Road Rage or
Hmm.
any of those other games, there are Road Rage or there's the GTA like too. Those are have a lot more seasons to pull from. In the game, this is story-wise, one night Bart falls asleep while working on his homework, and during his nightmare, the pages are blown off of his desk, out of his bedroom window, and onto the street. So the first half of the game follows Bart Simpson as he tries to find his missing homework pages in order to escape this bizarre sort of dream world, while the second half consists of mini games. So as you find
Hmm.
these homework pages, you go into them, I guess, and you correct me if I'm wrong, Adrian, but you
Hmm.
choose between like two doors, which is a
Yeah.
different mini game each.
Yeah. You have to jump into it. It's not like you just see them and you like casually stroll into it. You have to chase it down and
Yes.
like things are coming at you, mailboxes are coming at you,
Yes.
school buses are coming at you. You have to chase down this piece of paper and jump into it so you can start the mini game. Yeah.
Yes. It's not just waiting for you to casually stroll and pick it up. You gotta hunt it
No,
down.
no, no, not at all.
Um, I, in doing research, I learned that there are 5 mini games total.
I think there
Are there more
are
than that?
eight. Yeah.
8? Okay.
Hmm.
8 mini games, and then just to wrap this part up, The Simpsons Bart's Nightmare legacy wise was met by the review scores are kind of all over the place when it came
Hmm.
out. It reviewed really positively by some outlets for some consoles like the Super Nintendo, and then some outlets really despised it and didn't
Hmm.
like it even back then. So it's kind of all over the place. It kind of
Hmm.
ends up in like a mediocre place review wise. And it's not necessarily regarded as one of like the better or classic Simpsons games. Yet there are so many Simpsons games that they all cover this wide spectrum. And this one is like a lot of them, especially
Yeah.
from the era that's like kids got it because it was a Simpsons game and
Yep.
it depended on your perspective, but some people loved it, some people didn't.
Hmm.
Uh, History and context wise, that's all I have to share. You
Okay.
didn't have anything to add, did you?
No, I mean, yeah, that's like the history of it. I mean, anything I know about it will be mainly me just talking about my experience with
Experiential.
it.
Well,
Yeah. Hmm.
perfect. I'd love to get into it. I know that you had a Super Nintendo growing up and still
Yeah.
have your Super Nintendo
I
to this
still have
day.
my Super Nintendo. Yeah.
Do you remember getting this game, or in your memory, is
I
it one that
do.
was just there? Oh, go ahead.
So Bart Simpson's Nightmare is actually the very first game I got. Um,
No way.
yeah, it was the very first game I got. The Super Nintendo, this is a story my mother won't like me sharing, but it's my story to share. The Super Nintendo I got was bought by a man that my mother was dating at the time.
Yes, I
And
remember this now. Oh my
mhm,
gosh.
he brought it to our house and he bought it with Madden 94.
Hmm.
But when you bring a console to a child's home, it is no longer your console.
Yes.
So I think he realized, oh, he made a mistake and that
Yes.
he was going to have to gift this to me. So he took me out to either Toys R Us or Target, whichever one, and told me to pick a game. And I picked Bart Simpson's Nightmare. Hmm.
Wow. I wonder, I wish we could look back and be like, was it the cover art? Were you a Simpsons kid at the
Oh
time?
yeah. Oh yeah, totally.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
There you
totally.
go.
Because The Simpsons had been on because I was late. This game came out 2 years prior, but I got my Nintendo in 94,
Hmm.
93, 94. So I had probably been watching The Simpsons since I was like 4 or 5.
Hmm.
People can do their own math with that. I'm not going to reveal how old I am,
Yeah.
but you could probably figure it out pretty quickly. But yeah, so since the early days with Simpsons, I was a fan.
Okay. Very cool.
Mhm.
Do you have any memories, early memories of playing this game, whether it be feelings you
Mhm.
had, things you would do.
So, I remember reading the book
Oh
because
yeah, the
because
instruction manual.
yeah, you would not know how to play this game if you didn't have that. It's not helpful. Like even I went and played it today, and thank God I played it 30 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, if I blow the bubble gum and it hits the Z, that gives me more life in the dream world.
What
I
a
was like, right.
bizarre mechanic to get
It's so
health back.
weird. I was like, if you spit watermelon seeds, I could not remember. I had to look up like why do you spit watermelon seeds? It's very just crazy. But my initial feeling was that it was very hard.
Hmm.
And being that the only games I played have been on N Nintendo from my cousins having it, um, I was not accustomed to playing a game that was going to be like so hard.
Hmm.
Like,
It's a
and
hostile game towards the player too.
yeah, it's not there to help you. I played it today. I lost in 3 minutes. 3 minutes. It went back to the start screen on me. And I was
Wow.
like, oh, I can't believe as a child, I used to just sit and do this. And
Yeah.
like, but I do remember my cousins, because I was the only one that had a Super Nintendo. I was the first
Oh.
one in the family in Texas to get one. And so they would want to come play Madden. And I said, well, the only way you're going to play Madden is if you play Bart Simpson's Nightmare with me. Like, I was like, I cannot beat this game. I haven't been able to get, because like the whole point is that you collect the homework by playing the mini games.
Hmm.
And the mini games are impossible. It's
Yeah.
impossible to survive the dream world, the world that you're walking through. Everything's trying to kill you. Like,
Yes.
and so, like, to get to the point where you finally get a piece of paper, and then you're able to jump into it without like Lisa turning you into a frog or bullies coming and taking you away or the principal putting you in a suit that makes you move slow but makes you impervious to other people. It's insane. You finally get the piece of paper and you're in this mini game and it's impossible.
Hmm.
It's impossible.
From like out of the frying pan and into the fryer or
Yeah.
fire.
In the fire,
Yeah.
yes. You cannot win. I think I've in I've played this game, I don't know, in my adult life, I've come back and played it probably 10 times.
Hmm.
And over the course of the 30 years that I've been playing this game, I've probably gotten a sheet of paper, which means that I beat one of the minigame levels once in my life.
Wow. Yes.
And you're supposed to do this 8 times. And then my cousins, when they played it, like we would all like try because it's a single player game, so we're like
Hmm.
all just trying to figure out how to like get one. I think the most they got was two when they were
Okay.
like 14, 15, and I was like however old I was because I'm an
Yes.
enigma of age.
Yeah.
Um, it's an impossible game. It is an impossible game. I see why the reviews were mixed. It's a really interesting game. Like the mini games are cool. Sometimes you're
Yeah.
like Bartzilla. Sometimes you're Bartman. You're like floating in your bloodstream trying to kill germs at one point.
Yes. It is
Yeah,
so bizarre, all of the
so
different
random.
settings that you get into.
Yeah.
And this is the thought I had while you were describing this. It almost feels like to me that the developers were like, okay, we're gonna set this in a dream, and then we
Hmm.
that way anything that happening can be explained by it being a weird dream,
Yeah.
whether it be in like the windy street or
Hmm.
like the hub world you were talking about,
Hmm.
or the mini games being like, yeah, what Bart swimming in his own bloodstream,
Yeah.
blowing up. What are
The
the? I don't
children.
even know what the enemies are.
It's something from an earlier episode.
Hmm.
I looked it up and I forgot the name, but they're like little creatures you encounter in the TV show.
Okay.
Um, and you have to like pump them full of air to pop them. And then like if you do it long enough, this like little man like that's shaped like an atomic symbol or
Yeah.
something with a little cowboy hat on starts going, "Hi there." And you have to like, and I forgot, I played it today. I was like, you have to tap him. And the more you tap him as you go down the bloodstream killing these germs, the more points you get towards getting the paper, and the paper
Okay.
releases and you can grab it. But if you like with the germs, there's one that has like a spiky helmet and it'll poke you and it won't kill you, but it just like makes it difficult for you to get to maneuver.
Mm.
And then there's another one that like throws like little bombs at you, and if you get hit with the bomb, it's over.
Oh
You like get
wow.
sent back to the dream hub.
Was there any
Yeah.
of the mini games that you felt like you had down, or is it all just like difficult, like survival, just trying to survive?
I think I played it today and I was able to do three mini games because
Hey.
also you don't, I forgot you can choose. So I was just
Oh,
like, it was just like directing me to whichever door because I was like, oh, I should be directing this. But Bartman, where you're flying through the air and you have to like attack um, the drunk guy. What's his name?
oh, is it
Barney.
Len? Barney, Barney.
Barney, and then you have to, there's like a few people. There's like bombs coming up at you and like
Yeah.
balloons. It's just a bunch of crazy insanity. But I think if not that level, then the germ level, that was the one I
Yes.
beat. That was the one I got like the paper.
Okay, sure.
Um, it's it it's just not easy. It's like trying to play The Simpsons, like the game, the arcade game,
Hmm.
by yourself.
Yeah.
Um, Also not very easy.
Hmm.
Like there's a reason why there's four controllers there. You should have all four people. You can swing it with two with free play, where it's just like you can just keep going and trying again.
Hmm.
But The Simpsons is designed to have four players because it's a very hard game. Bart Simpson's Nightmare is just designed to torture children.
Yeah.
I think that's why I called it Bart Simpson's
Hmm.
Nightmare because it will become your nightmare.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you too. I know you had some fun, fun anecdote about playing with your cousins. For
Mm.
you, w- what was it like revisiting this game as a kid? Or was this something you kept trying or would put it down for a while and revisit it years later?
It's something that it was it was either I played that or Madden 94 for like the first year I had
Yeah.
the SNES. My mom was not gonna go buy me a bunch of games. Games were still expensive even then. I think it was
Hmm.
like 40 bucks for that game, which is like sounds so cheap now, but again, it was 1994.
Yes.
Like so it's like it was a lot of money to spend on something, that your parents don't quite understand why you want it so badly. But I would come back to it every now and then if I was playing something on Super Nintendo, like there's this point in middle school. I went to public middle school and there was this kid, you had kids who like sold candy, kids who sold hot Cheetos. This is a very black thing. I assume other schools did this, I don't know.
Yes.
Like, but then there was also a kid who sold Super Nintendo games.
Really?
Yeah. And he would sell them for like $4 or something, $8, depending on like how popular they were. Um, so I got a lot of my collection. Like once Super Nintendo was no longer that popular, I would
Yeah.
like buy games from this kid and come home and play like Beethoven, the video game, and
Oh my, probably other like kind of mediocre license
just
games like
yeah,
that.
kind of weird little games or like Tasmanian Devils game from like Looney Tunes or stuff like that. Um and then I would pop in Bart Simpson's Nightmare just to be like, can I do it?
Yes.
And pretty much like today, I would scream a lot and get frustrated and it would go back away for however many years. And then when my mom, she finally let me take my Super Nintendo like, hmm, 8 years ago, I was finally able to be like, I'm not leaving without it. And I
Hmm.
tried to play Bart Simpson then, and I was like, it's just, I'm never going to beat this game.
Yes.
I'm never going to beat it.
Yeah. It's just never
So
gonna leave.
it's never going to, no,
So
never.
we've gotten to talk about some great stuff
Mhm.
regarding the game specifically. When we go back to like the memories of playing it, um, w I would love to talk about some more of the context like you've been diving into for
Mm.
us. I want to start with some scene painting. Can you sort of scene paint the room where your Super Nintendo would have been hooked up as a kid?
Oh boy. Where was it? Initial. Okay, so as a kid, I didn't have a TV in my room. Well, not one that could play video games.
Yeah.
I had like an old school like box little baby
Okay.
TV. So I would play it in the living room. Which means that essentially like it just had to be me time because
Yes.
my mom didn't want to hear it. And, um, I'm an only child, so it wasn't like I had to like fight for TV time, but um, I would, it's imagine a 90s living room.
Awesome.
So very open space. You got, what do we have? You have your couch, your love seat, brown
Oh yeah.
fabric with little yellow and red stripes through it. Real
Okay.
classic 80s, 90s style. Got the wood trim on the handles. Um, and then just a plain beige carpet, pink walls,
Whoa.
a little wooden desk in the corner. Yeah, this is the 90s. We were in the 90s.
And we're in
Pink
Texas, right?
walls. We're in Texas. So there's also a brick fireplace because we're in Texas. And strangely enough, Texans love fireplaces. Even though we do not need them. There's a fireplace in pretty much every house in Texas, I guarantee you. And so there's like a fireplace behind the couch. You enter open space, you see the couch, love seat, TV. TV's like got that big wooden entertainment set.
Yeah.
There's like speakers in one room in one part, then there's like the TV in the middle. And then my mother had one where it opened up and it was like a liquor cabinet and wine cabinet
Whoa.
because it's from the 80s,
Yeah.
90s. It was entertaining. You get listen to your music, you watch your show, you get drunk.
Yes.
80s, 90s entertainment. Um, and uh, and imagine just little me,
Mm.
little whatever age I was at that time. If we do the math, I'll just go ahead and tell you I was 8.
Yeah.
Just sitting there. I pull out my little Super Nintendo. I blow into the
Yes.
cartridge because I did that today. Do we need to do it? No. It just feels good to do
It's
it.
habit.
You just got
Yes.
to do it. If you feel like you like got too much spit, you put your shirt over it and blow.
Got
Uh,
all the techniques.
Get all the techniques. Pop it in to the Super Nintendo. You have that kind of like cool, too cool for what the game is music that starts.
Hmm.
Bart Simpson screams, he falls down a tunnel into his dream.
Mm.
And we're beginning.
Yeah.
Like, and it's Bart Simpson's nightmare pops up on the screen. It's just him screaming at you.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a pretty good scene painting for us.
yeah. Okay, good.
Like you've already kind of given us some great context
Mm.
to do you remember other things that were either going on in your life or things that little Adrian was up to when this
Mm.
game would have like been entering for you?
Oh boy. How old was I? I've had to have been 7 or 8, so that's
Hmm.
like first grade, second grade. Yeah. Um, my mom, that the guy she was dating was weird. He's a weird
Super
dude.
Nintendo guy?
Super Nintendo
Yeah.
guy. He's a cool guy, but I don't know what his living situation was because he was always bringing like. At one point, I had a dog. That was not my dog. Like it was his dog.
Yeah.
Okay, but we had it.
Hmm.
He wanted an aquarium, so we had the aquarium.
Oh,
Yeah, like a full size, one of those big
whoa.
90s aquariums with all different types of fish
My
and
aunt and uncle had one of those too.
yeah. My mom is not a pet person. Like me getting a dog, when I did finally get my dog, the poodle, that was a big deal.
Hmm.
She's not a pet person. So I guess at the time, it's so tough. I've been therapized, so now I look at my childhood with totally different eyes.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Um, yeah, it was a transitional period because also we ended up moving out of Texas to Georgia
Yeah.
around that same time. So, and my cousins were going from that point of being in middle school and like um, still wanting to like play and interact with me into high school. So it was, I would call it sadly a lonely period.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
where it was just like I was getting into Super Nintendo because I was like a lot of my like family friends, cousins and stuff were moving on to different parts of their life. And also I was about to move on into a totally different state. And so it was like, well, I'd come home, do my homework, play with my dog, play Super Nintendo. Um, and then when I moved to Georgia, that became more of I want to go outside. I want to ride bikes. I want to be like more a quote unquote conventional kid at that time. And I would go and just so my Super Nintendo got like no love, really. It
Hmm.
got some love, but not as much love when I moved to Georgia.
Yeah.
Um, Also because I had my cousin who would come. We lived with my uncle, and he would come visit, and he was very bratty and didn't respect my stuff. So
Oh,
I put my Super Nintendo away because I was like, this little brat's gonna break it. Um,
nothing
yeah.
like being a kid and having like limited toys or your stuff that you're so can be so precious about.
Yeah.
And I would be worried too. Like I would notice like kids at like daycare or something who didn't play well with stuff or
Hmm.
and my it was either it would probably start to come from my mom, but then I developed it too. This sort of responsibility and almost like protectiveness
Hmm.
over your stuff. So I can totally relate to that.
It happened with, especially because I have like only child syndrome. I have a half sibling, but we didn't grow up together.
Yeah.
Um, Barbies are like a real lesson on how people treat your stuff.
Yeah.
Um, Especially if, with my cousins, they were around so much, they would torture my Barbies.
Oh.
My poor Skipper got her head ripped off.
Oh no.
My poor
Skipper.
Ken got his hand mangled.
Oh no.
These are early days. I'm only 3. So
Yeah.
by the time I get my Super Nintendo, I'm like, who are you and why do you want to touch my stuff?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know you. Don't play with my Nintendo unless I give you permission. Um, so it was definitely a lesson in boundaries. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Like,
Back to the therapy of it
get
all.
back to the therapy of it all.
Wow. Yeah, that's some great life context too. And it's so funny how talking sometimes about just that jumping off point will get us to this like story about being protective over our stuff as kids.
Yeah.
I love that. Thinking about the game itself too. I mean, is this a game that you would say you like at this point, or is it like a game that's just been in your life?
Mm. A part of me really likes it.
Yeah.
Even playing it today, it's a curiosity
Yeah.
when you go into the mini games because you don't until you like play it a lot, then you memorize the colors of the doors and you know which game is going to happen. You don't know which game you're going into. Um, and I've never seen the end of this game. I've never seen the end of a lot of the levels.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Ren and Stimpy also had a game which I could never finish.
Hmm.
And I will always have a curiosity of like, what would it look like if I got to the, I mean, with Ren and Stimpy, I don't think I got past like the second level. I think there's like 12 of them. Um, like what would it look like if I got to this level? What would it look like if I could actually finish this game? There's that kind of drive for it. I wouldn't say that I, as a gamer, love the game. Like,
Yes.
I think it's more of a
Hmm.
nostalgic hit. Um, there, if I put on like my gaming hat, there's a lot of problems with the game. Like, what's the story of the game really? Outside of like,
Yes.
I'm in a dream and I'm just trying to get my paper, and this me getting the paper in my dream affects my real life by
Hmm.
me getting like an F or a D, or I got a D minus earlier because I got more points at least. But so does when I do finish the game, is is it going to show me a different ending, or is it just going to show me the same ending, but now I have an A and everyone's smiling? Because then I might lose it. I might lose my mind. If
Yes.
you mean to tell me that's what the real ending is, and I'm beginning to suspect that's what it is.
Uh-huh.
Um, it's too difficult. And I think this is a big problem, especially with like these kind of branded games. Like, I don't know if you've had anyone come on here talking about Lion King, the game.
I don't know. No one's ever talked about that game.
Ho, 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 ho.
Now that's a brutal game. It's
I,
notorious for its
yeah,
difficulty.
Well, I think I got it on Xbox or PlayStation. One of them had it where it's like you can get it for like $2.
Mm,
And I tried playing it and I played it once and I lost immediately and I put it away and I haven't played
yeah.
it since. I'll never play it again.
Yeah.
But if there was something about those types of games, or like there was like a Home Alone game, they
Hmm.
were really appealing in the design. I think the design of these games is great, especially for the time. Um, the gameplay of these games is too difficult. Like you think about like prestige 90s games, Super Mario Brothers, Zelda, um, what other ones? I can't think of any right now, but you could beat those games.
Yeah.
Like you could get to the end and see what happened.
Yeah, it's not that they
Yeah.
were necessarily easy games, but they almost felt fair, or that
Yeah.
there was an ability to improve tangibly and understand what was happening too. That feels like a whole layer of it.
Yeah. You understood that you might lose, you might have to restart, but you did get better each time.
Hmm.
Um, I think the mechanics and gameplay of Bart Simpson's Nightmare is too difficult. Like
Yeah.
you can't actually get better at the game. There was that game, Sifu.
Oh, yes.
I played Sifu last year
Oh.
and I really like Sifu. And it is a game that you have to just learn how to get better at the mechanics. And if you can get better at the mechanics, you can beat the game.
Hmm.
And so I just sat my butt down for like 2, 3 days. And I was like, I just have to get better at the mechanics of it.
Yes.
And now I can go back. I played it recently and I just was like, it's just like, oh, you just learn how to like to do the moves and understand I'm moving through this game and I'm doing it very quickly. Um, and I did beat the game.
Hmm.
Like I had to beat it on easy, but I did beat it.
Hey.
It still wasn't easy.
Hmm.
Like, and then I played it again on regular and was able to get much further, than I had before. This game, Home Alone, Lion King, all those games, that's not going to happen. You're not going to
Yeah.
get better at it through practice because it's not a consistent mechanic that if I hit A, I jump at this length. If I hit the watermelon, it goes at this way. If I blow a bubble on the Z, it's always going to pop the Z. Like it's not, there's no way to figure out the game really. I'm sure
Sure.
people have beat it,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I don't
It's
know
it
how.
This whole time it sounded like you've almost been talking about like a family member you have a complicated relationship with.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, like oh Bart Simpson's Nightmare. Like, yeah, we have some good memories, but also like I don't really want to hang out with that person or
No,
whatever.
I do think everyone, if you get the chance to play it, you should play it. I think
Yeah.
it's a really cute game. I think the graphics for the time are great. And I think it's good to be reminded of how hard it was
Yes. Yeah.
before, because we take it for granted that,
Yeah. You
we can.
just kind of like wrapped it up so well. I don't even
Mhm.
need to like tee you up for that, I feel like. But before I do kind of move us on to
Mhm.
the end of the show and some post-show segments, is there anything else at all that you want to say about the game or
Mhm.
your time with it?
One day when I am 70 years old, you'll hear me go, I did it. I beat the game. Until then, that's like 30 years from now.
Yeah.
So I won't be beating it anytime soon, but my hope is I will have the Super Nintendo and this game
Yes.
all the days of my life. So I can come back every 10 years and get really angry.
But the
Yeah.
listeners and myself will know when we hear a distant I beat it, it's going to be
Yeah.
you talking about the Simpsons Bart's Nightmare.
Yes.
Well, Adrian, we got a couple fun things to do before we leave, but
Okay.
thank you so much for bringing on this absolute oddity of a game.
Hmm.
This curiosity is the way you put it. I think that was a really
Yeah.
good way to put it. So thanks for bringing it on. This was fun to hear from you about your time with
Yeah,
it.
of course. Of course.
Well, the two things we're going to do before we go, the first
Mhm.
of which I'll lead you into the Fact Me by your game segment, and that's where I'm going to share one fun fact, a little bit of history about the development of this game that I
Okay.
discovered. So yeah, that's what I'll do. Adrian, I found this by scanning the Wikipedia page. It
Hmm.
led me to an article called History of the Amiga Part 7 by a writer named Jeremy Reiner. I have this titled Bill's Nightmare.
Oh,
And you
okay.
you earlier said like this game can become your nightmare sometimes.
Yes.
Well, I'll get into the fact. Bart's Nightmare was developed, as I said earlier, by Sculptured Software, and chiefly the senior designer was this guy named Bill Williams. I didn't know about this guy until I started researching this game. Company during the development, company meddling from corporate
Hmm.
prompted Williams to leave the video game industry. It was sort of
Oh.
like a last straw of sorts, having, I think, Acclaim or Sculptured Software just meddling with the way he was designing it.
Hmm.
Um, and I learned just a little bit about this guy. Before Bart's Nightmare, he worked on games such as Mindwalker for the Commodore Amiga, and he also served as a designer for games, other games I've never heard of, called Necromancer and Alley Cat.
Hmm.
Um, and in the article, Jeremy Reimer describes Bill Williams' games as unique, combining off-the-wall situations with innovative gameplay. I think you can, despite its shortcomings, I think you can see some of that
Oh,
in
yeah. Yeah,
Bart's
for
Nightmare
sure.
for sure. Um, and Bill apparently referred to this game as Bill's Nightmare during the development of it.
Wow.
And it caused him to leave the whole industry altogether and pursue a second career as a Lutheran pastor, picking up a
Wow.
master's degree in theology along the way. So
Wow.
I just kept reading about this guy and I was
Yeah.
like, this is so fascinating, all because of the end of his time at Bart's Nightmare. I mean, I'm sure it was like kind of straw that broke the camel's back sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, that's not surprising that this game could make somebody find religion.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, well said.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so again, I'll have a link to this article by the way in the show notes, and some citations. Again, History of the Amiga Part 7 by Jeremy Reiner. I'll lead us into the final segment of the podcast, the
Hmm.
game recommendations. Now, Adrian, you may or
Hmm.
may not remember that this segment is my one forced tie-in to the movie Call Me by Your Name, where
Okay.
I'm going to treat Bart's Nightmare as your passionate fling from that you had in Italy. It
Uh-huh.
was a moment in time, but it was
Hmm.
so memorable that once it didn't work out with Bart's Nightmare,
Hmm.
you're really sad and depressed. But I want to help you find someone new. So I've got a
Okay.
potential three new flings to set you up with.
Great.
But most importantly, I need to know that you're ready to get back out there. So is this something you're ready for?
Oh my gosh, it's been 30 years, but I think I'm finally ready to let go of Bart's Nightmare.
Music to my ears. I've got three recommendations for you, all with a little something in common with
Mhm.
this game. The first game that I have to recommend to you is another game based on an animated show, just flush with mini games,
Mhm.
and that's Rugrats the movie for
Oh,
computers. You didn't happen to
oh,
play this computer game growing
I
up, did you?
didn't. I only played The Sims on computers.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
I'm recommending this because it was a game that I owned as a kid. I loved the Rugrats and I
Mhm.
loved the movie in particular, and it
Mhm.
actually had some pretty awesome mini games, ones that you could actually beat.
Oh,
Isn't that a
nice.
crazy concept?
From the 90s?
I
Yes. Oh my
know.
gosh, amazing.
There's plenty of great videos of people's doing let's plays for it online. So check out the Rugrats the movie
Yeah, yeah.
for computer. Um, the second recommendation is if what drew you to this game or what made its lasting impact was the fact that it was taking place in a dream. I got kind of a double recommendation for you. Either Super Mario Brothers 2
Mm-hmm.
or The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. Both
Oh,
huge Nintendo games that took place in somebody's dream.
I've never played a Zelda game.
Link's Awakening actually
Yeah.
probably is a great place to
Okay.
start. It's
I
it's
think I
one
have
of
Zelda.
those.
Yeah. Okay.
Say it again, sorry.
I do have Zelda on Super Nintendo, but I've never
Oh,
played it.
so this is
Yeah.
Link's Awakening is the sequel to that Zelda,
Oh, okay. Okay.
where after the events of that game, Link is I don't remember exactly what he's doing, but he's like on a boat and there's like a crazy storm and he like gets knocked out and he wakes up on this island, which turns out the whole is inside of a whale's dream.
Hmm.
It's
Is this
crazy.
64?
It was originally on the Game Boy
Oh.
and they remade it for the Nintendo Switch. So there's like a
Oh,
whole
okay.
like 3D or it's still top down, but it's a great little remake. Were you a Twin Peaks fan at all?
Yes and no.
Kinda.
Yes. Yeah.
It's it's very Twin Peaks in its energy, I've been told. I haven't
Okay.
also not seen it, but anyway,
I've seen a lot of David Lynch, so I know what you're talking about.
okay, then I think you would see what I'm referring to. Anyway,
Mhm.
we'll have Link's Awakening be your second recommendation.
Nice.
And lastly, if you want instead of a game that made a developer quit, you want a
Mhm.
game that makes players quit. I'll recommend a game that I played for 2 hours one time and said this is not for me. I
Mhm.
cannot beat it. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Are you familiar with this game?
No.
It's a
Sounds familiar.
modern game. It's made by the people who make like Dark Souls and Elden
Mm-hmm.
Ring. It's
Mm-hmm.
one of those hyper difficult
Mm-hmm.
combat focused games.
Mm-hmm.
Another he is sort of samurai-y, so you're probably really sick of that at this point.
I still like
Um,
samurais. I just,
yes,
different stories. Do you have to interact with people? Like,
I
is it
think
like you talk to people
you do some
online?
interacting,
Mm,
but it's
okay.
like truly I there's Jeremy can tell you there was one afternoon where he came over when I first moved in here
Mm-hmm.
and he watched me play it for 2 hours and just struggle and struggle and struggle and I couldn't get past the first like enemy and I've
Mm.
never gone back, never turned it on since. So that's my third recommendation.
Hey, I want it to be difficult, but I still want to win.
Yeah, this one I
I
was
want to
like
get past it.
and I felt like no shame in being like this is just not for me.
Yeah.
Um
Sometimes you just
well,
gotta know. Mm.
I'll recap your recommendations. We have Rugrats the movie for PC,
Okay.
The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, and
Mhm.
Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. That'll do it for the recommendations, and that'll bring us to the end of the podcast.
All
So,
right.
we're gonna plug stuff in a second, but once again,
Yeah.
Adrian, thanks for coming back. It's always fun to talk
Yeah.
video games with you. This was a ton of fun for me.
Thank you. No, thanks for having me. It was great to have a reason to pull out my Super Nintendo. It is just sitting there collecting
Awesome.
dust. Maybe I'll go play Paperboy or something, whatever other
Oh,
games are on
yes.
there.
Or if you still
Um,
have what was that game you said you got?
Beethoven or Tasmanian
Do you
Devil?
still have those?
Yes, I do.
That's incredible.
I have all my games. I still have Madden 94 in there.
Ah,
Um, yeah, so
very
thanks.
fun.
Yeah.
Of course, I got to have you back as well as we were talking about for a top 10 episode.
Yeah.
So the next one that I do, I try to have like a little group that I think is going to work well together. So I'll try to get a little group, a fun one in the next few months or so. But
Yeah, for sure.
plug wise, you plugged some stuff up top.
Mhm.
Where should people find you? What do you want people to know?
So you can find me on Instagram at Miss Adrian Snow. I mean, pretty much at Miss Adrian Snow, MSADRIANSNOW is my tag everywhere.
Cool.
So Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, Threads, TikTok. I will start
You're
doing
on
more
Blue Sky
TikTok this
too,
year. I'm on
right?
Blue Sky.
Yes.
That's where you can find me if you want to come say hi. Um, I also do, I was like, what else do I do? I
Yeah.
also am on the MA team at UCB called The Faculty.
Yes.
So we have our next show Wednesday, January 14th, and we're usually the second Wednesday of the month. So that's at 8:30 if you're in Los Angeles. Come see my
So
sketch about a woman finding out family secrets in her mom's recipe blog. It's uh it's a naughty one.
Oh, great. That
Um,
literally, the day this comes out, that shows tonight.
yeah. Oh, perfect. So
Yes.
tonight, come to UCB, spend $10 to $15, and depending on when you get your ticket, and see the show. It'll be fun. Yeah, we'll see like
Cool.
what the future holds for our mod team, but it'll be a fun night.
Awesome.
Mhm.
And hey, if not the show tonight, 1 month, the faculty should be back up.
Yes, we'll be back
Great.
up probably for around Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Oh no. Oh man.
Dang.
So yeah,
Well,
gotta
cool.
save them.
I'll put a link to tickets for that show. I'll put a link to your Instagram as well. And if there happens to be a website for the next MILF Fest, I will do that
Yeah,
too.
for sure.
And I'll just close out the podcast with some plugs of my own. So links to everything that Adrian just plugged and I plug will be in a link below wherever you're listening, including the Instagram for the gentleman who made the cover art for this podcast, Glenn J. You can find him and his other great work on a link to his Instagram below. This show is produced, edited, and the original music throughout is done by Jeremy Schmidt. You can follow me, Connor McCabe, on Blue Sky if you'd like to. You can also follow the show on Instagram, Blue Sky, and YouTube. There is a video version of every single new episode that I do of this podcast, including this one. So if you want to see a video version and see my big reactions to hearing stuff about Bart's Nightmare, check us out on YouTube. Subscribe if you'd like, and check out the video versions. And lastly is Super NPC Radio. It's if you're looking for a way to support the podcast, the biggest things you can do is listen to the show, share it with a friend, or check us out on Patreon. Again, we've got perks at every tier, from the free tier and all the way up through our highest tiers. So find something that works for you if you'd like to. And again, our games club covering Fire Emblem Awakening. The first episode comes out in 2 days if you're listening to this at the $5 DJ Toad tier. So check it out, and check out our free feed as well for the Legacy series. But that'll do it for another episode of Call Me by Your Game. We will see you on the next one.